Hi, it's Miss Cyberling. Today we're going to think about motivation and how that drives behavior. So a character's life is created by what they want, what they're afraid of, and behaviors really drive the action of a story. And we're going to think about the four main ones that you could consider whenever you're building a character or a narrative. So the first one is desire. So characters do things because they want things, right? So maybe a character really has a crush on someone and wants to ask them on a date, and they do. Equally as interesting to consider is what they're afraid of. So what characters fear. And that often drives them to not do things. So let's use that same example. Say they really have a crush on someone, but they're afraid of rejection, so they don't go through with asking that person out. Greed is the third one. So characters might take shortcuts or do things that are a little elevated or maybe a little morally suspect because they really, really want something. So an example might be a person is running for student body president and they think it's going to make them more popular, but they cheat or they rig the election so that they can make sure that this thing happens. And then the last one is comfort. So characters might not do things because they prefer knowing what's going to happen over the unknown. And this happens for all of us. I think we all like comfort, even if we don't want to admit it. So a character might, let's say, really want to go to the arts magnet across school. Maybe they want to study theater and their school doesn't offer it. But they might stay at their current school because they have friends there and it's like their junior year and like it's familiar and like why would they change it up even if they think it might be better for them. So these are all things to consider and it really helps you when building a character. And so we're going to do a prompt like we often do to start to practice this idea of character motivation. So this is from my book, The Young Writer's Fiction Workbook. And here is your prompt. So get out a piece of paper, a computer, whatever you like to write on. And I want you to pick one of these behaviors. So either desire, fear, greed, or comfort. And if you chose desire or greed, I want you to write a scene where a character makes a step towards what they want because of this elevated thing that they have, this desire or this greed. And if you chose fear or comfort, I want you to think about a character almost making a first step, but then sort of like taking it back or not doing something because of that motivation. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed today's instruction. If you like what you're learning, you can get all of this in my book. It's available on Amazon. It's called The Young Writer's Fiction Workbook. And I'll see you next time for another instruction and